teacher. Let me try and steady the camera. Today is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025. Want to jump on here and just kind of update y'all. I have spent the last week helping my dad. He's almost 92 and he lives about an hour away from me. So I've kind of worked out a plan where I can help him more. So basically I'm going to be spending 3 nights a week in his town, 3 nights a week in my town, and 1 night per week in between, because I have 2 part-time home health clients. One of them is in my town, one of them is in a town halfway between me and my dad. So yeah, so my dad he's pretty healthy. He's like, he gets around fine. But he has memory issues. And so I think when he's really having a bad day memory-wise, he gets anxiety, and it just kind of is a vicious cycle with that. So I've noticed, so let's see, last Friday, today's Wednesday, last Friday I went up there to help him with his mail, because he's really struggling to keep everything straight in terms of getting all of his tax papers compiled, and also his vehicle is due for registration. And here in California, every other year we have to submit our vehicle to a smog test to prove that it doesn't put out more pollution than is, allowed. So that, like, last Friday, he was just having a really bad day memory wise. So I was able to get a handle on exactly what, because I've never helped him with that kind of thing. So luckily he's been going to the same tax preparer for several years, and they were very grateful to hear from me, because they could see that things were getting more and more difficult for him to keep straight. Anyway, so did that Friday, which reminds me, I had made an appointment for the smog test for this coming Friday, but I've since worked out the schedule of, what days I'll be in his town and so on and so forth. So I need to reschedule, because I won't be in his town on Fridays. So I need to call and reschedule that, but I can do that after I film this video. And then Saturday I worked. Then Saturday evening I went back to my dad's, and then Sunday morning I went to church in his town. Then after church I went and visited my dad for the rest of the afternoon. Well, actually no, he needed groceries, so he did ask me to go with him to the grocery store so he could buy his groceries. Did that. He was very grateful for the help there. And he has a little, which I didn't realize which grocery store he's used to. So he was able to show me the grocery store that he typically goes to, and he had his little route, and he knew exactly, what he gets every week and that kind of thing. So, just the more time I spend with him, the better idea I have of, how he does things, what he's able to do still, what's difficult for him, that kind of thing. Physically, he doesn't have any difficulty really. It's the mental thing. So then Sunday night I spent up in his town, right? Yeah. And then Monday morning I went and hung out with him for about an hour. And then I work Mondays, so I had to head back this way. But I did go back up Monday night. But it was late. I worked till 10 on Mondays. So I saw him Tuesday morning. So that was yesterday morning. And then he typically goes to a senior center in his town. And so I told him I would meet him there and have lunch with him at the senior center, because I qualify. You have to be 60 or older, and I'll be 62 this month. So that was nice to see where he, has his lunches on the weekdays. The more time I spent this week, the more clarity he had mentally. I just think, it's gotten to the point, he lives alone, and I just think things had gotten to the point for him where the more alone time, he had, the more difficult it was for him to, keep a grip, on just everything. So I was able to write out, think in my head and figure out, okay, what would work for me, be helpful to him, but still allow me to, keep my ducks in a row, in terms of work and all that. And so I was able to work out a schedule and write out, because like Monday, because when I left his place Monday, I said, I will see you Tuesday morning. And then he called like twice while I was at work Monday. Completely forgot, that I worked, because he can't keep it all straight. I work part-time, I work different days, things like that. And so he had called a couple times Monday while I was at work to, wondering where I was, like, when was he going to see me again? So, I wrote everything out. It's going to be the same every week for the most part. And, yeah, that's that. I haven't heard from him yesterday. So we had lunch yesterday, and then we parted ways after lunch because I had to go do some things. And I told him, because when I visited him yesterday morning, he left to go to the senior center early, and I stayed at his place, kind of did a little bit of cleaning. And that's when I wrote out the schedule, of when he can expect to see me, and come visit and so forth. So then I went over to the senior center, we had lunch, and we parted ways there, because after lunch, he likes to go to the library, and I think he reads the newspaper at the library. So anyway, and then I went my way to go do my things. And I said, when you get back to your place, on your chair, your armchair that you sit on when you watch TV, I wrote everything out. So, he hasn't called, wondering, when he would see me again, because it's all written out now. So that's helpful for him and for me, to plan out my week. There's something I was going to say. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, so, yeah. And living in the van, I realized, is actually quite helpful for this type of situation, because I am flexible enough, because where he lives in a, it's an HOA, and he only has it's like a studio apartment, and I can't just stay with him. And I can't move to his town, because I work, it's an hour away from where I work, and just everything like that. So it's kind of nice. Like I did spend, now I don't normally sleep in my van on the street. My normal parking place is on a private property that belongs to my friend, off the, you can't see me from the road, you know, very private, very safe. Whereas when I'm up where my dad is, they don't, even the HOA complex where he lives doesn't even allow overnight guest parking. So I park on the street in his neighborhood, and I did that Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night, and I didn't get the knock. That's what we van lifers call it, the knock. I've never gotten the knock. So that's good. So far, so good there. And I bring my cat in when I go into his apartment. I got a little litter box. He's fine with that. I got a little litter box. She's got her litter, bowl of water, bowl of food. And she loves getting out of the van and exploring his little place. It's a very small place, but you know, it's perfect for him, perfect for one person. And she's getting comfortable around him. She's let him pet her a few times, so that's good. He seems to enjoy watching her snoop around. So when I go to visit him, when I know I'm going to be there for more than just a few minutes, I will bring in some crochet. I think it relaxes him to know that I'm not just sitting there expecting him to converse, you know, the entire time I'm there. So I have crochet with me, and it keeps him calm, knowing that, you know, I'm okay. He doesn't need to, you know, get me anything to drink or, you know, do anything like that, although he offers repeatedly. So what I've been working on is, so I apologize for showing the same thing over and over again, but I haven't had a lot of time to crochet, so I am still on the same projects, but I am getting much closer. So this is the 16 square privacy screen for one of my back doors. And this one's done. I do need to weave in a couple ends right here, I think. So it's the 16 squares of the all-in-one granny, and then to make it big enough, I had to do 3 rounds of a double crochet mesh stitch. So it's double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, and it makes that kind of open. So I want it to provide privacy, but also allow airflow in the summertime. I have those windows, I have all the windows open almost all the time. So that one's done, except for those ends. I think I'll weave those in here in a few minutes. And I'm working on the second one for the other back door. I think I'm on my last round of the border. So I'm right here. So I just have to go up here. I'm doing 5 single crochets in the corner. Go here, and yeah, and that's it. Then I'll be done with this one. Okay. And then that leaves me with 16 squares left. And this is the one that's going to be my lapgan. This is the one that has like the pretty kind of edging that I put on it. I don't know if you can see that. That I'm connecting them together. But I'll need to add some, I just got it off. Oops, sorry. I'll need to add some size to it around the edges. So I had to go to Joann to get one more skein of this all-in-one granny in the Aran Warm Wheat colorway. My local Joann, the website said they had 9 skeins of it. And I went in there, I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Saturday afternoon. And they didn't have any in this colorway. So, but they had other colorways, and their price was marked down to $7.12 per skein. So I thought, well, darn, that would have been nice to get the last skein that I need for only $7. So I kind of let it go for now. And then when I was in my dad's town, there's a Joann there. So I went in there, excuse me, and they had 4 or 5 skeins. Yeah, and for the $7.12 or whatever it was. So I picked up a skein of that I'm going to use to make this big enough to be a nice lapgan for me. And then I don't know if so I went into a pizza place and asked for a paper menu, and they gave me one. Pizza Man Dan's. To try and make this little pizza box that I made look more official. For my little micro pizza that I'm working on. I have started the second slice. It's in this baggie. Yeah, so I have this menu here that I'm going to cut up and use Mod Podge. And then there's, I could just kind of, I could cut that out, put it on there somehow. I don't know. I got to be careful not to get too, caught up in it. But yeah, so that's moving along. Yeah, and then there's another thing. A few of us California crocheting people are planning a meetup. We've never met each other in person. And we're going to have a meetup coming up here in a couple months. Yeah, to meet each other. California crocheters. I think most of us have YouTube channels, but I don't know that all of us. There's about 5, 6, or 7 of us that are. I know 3 for sure that are going. And then there's 2 or 3 more that are probably coming. We don't know, but I'm going. And Amy of Hooked on Wishing is going. And another YouTuber that I'll let her talk about it if she wants to talk about it. I won't name her or anything. I'll just give her the choice to, talk about that. But I'm sure Amy of Hooked on Wishing would be fine with me mentioning that she's going to be at the meetup in a couple months. And yeah, looking forward to that. Trying to think. Yeah, I think we'll be, I'll be giving more updates on that. And of course, hopefully the gals and maybe, I don't know of any guys, but that are interested in going. One of the gals, her husband and her, grandson are going to come, I think. They'll go off and do their own thing. But, anyway, I feel like I'm rambling. But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to film, a video of that and give you guys an update, or whatever on our meetup and what all we did and how it went. Yeah, so today I work in a few hours So I am crocheting. I'm trying to get these panels, trying to get this project done. I just feel like I didn't get a lot of crocheting time this week because I was so busy back and forth and stuff. But yeah, that's what's been going on. So I just wanted to give you guys an update. I've got some notifications coming in. Sorry. Okay, whoops. I went to swipe a notification off and it ended my video that I was recording. So just hopping back on to wish you a great day or evening, and I will catch you next time. Take care. Bye.